see what it's doing now. Oh my. Finally. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I've been having technical difficulties. Oh my God, it always seems like these, I tell you, these apps and stuff. Hello, Vernice, how are you? Vernice says, hello, my dear lady. I hope all is well. Yes, Vernice, it's been a good day. Aside from these little technical difficulties I just started having. Hello, Kingdom Boy. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Story Time. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hello, Anthony Shaw. I'm echoing. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Okay, hopefully that's better. Hello, ABJ Jones. How are you? Welcome to Storytime. I think this might be a first time for you. Hello, Big B message. Okay, Gigi Ray, thank you all so much, and thank you for your patience. I've been having a time with this Stream Labs. I'm telling you, I said the Stream Labs acting up, can't get my message across. Hello, Shawana. How are you? Thank you for joining me for story time. Hello, Adrian, Cooking and Food Review. Thank you all so much for rating me from Gigi's lab. Hello, Chosen Queen. How are you? I think this might be your first time, but I'm so glad to have you. Hello, Miss Pandy. How are you? Thank you all so much for coming over for story time. I almost thought I was going to have to throw up a quick video canceling story time with all those technical problems I've been having. Big B message says, hello, I got to ask this. I connected to you a month ago. Did you I'm pretty sure I did, but I'll check into it later, but I'm pretty sure I did. Big B, Chosen Queen. Yes, my first time. Okay. Hello, Cindy. How are you? Welcome to the live. Bernice, thank you so much for acting as a mod for me. Thank you, and Cindy, thank you so much. If y'all haven't already, please smash that thumbs up button for me. I appreciate it. Cindy says, welcome. Please thumbs up and share. Pandy says, good evening. Hello to the mods and chat. Hi, Pandy. How are you? Adrian says hi to Cindy. And Chosen Queen says hello to Vernice Junk Closet and good to see you again. Thank you all for coming. I am not going to prolong the time since I lost like about 20 minutes trying to get that thing straightened out. So I am going to go ahead and get started. Cindy is speaking to Shawana. And Pandy saying good evening to Vernice and Cindy. Vernice says welcome to the live stream to Anthony Shaw. Cindy says hello, Adrian Cooking and Food Review. Big B says I think this is my first time here. Okay. And we got bad weather here. I could not do my video. I tried. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope everybody's okay where you are. So I am going to go ahead and get started. Where do you do thumbs on live? Hit the little hand with it look like it's a thumb up. You'll see a thumbs up, ABJ, and a thumbs down. You hit the thumbs up. Gigi's. Hi, Gigi. I was having a lot of technical difficulties here with Streamlabs. Thank you for having everybody raid me from your lab. I appreciate it. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get started with our story. Our stories have been getting shorter and shorter, so I've been doing a reflection afterwards. Okay, here we go. There once was a bird named Return of Cat-Eyes who had really good thirsty vibes until he got terribly thirsty. He had just finished eating out of the bull's garden near the cub's den and where canwana grows, so he was super thirsty. They thought him and his friends were as annoying as Didi, eating their vegetables. But to him, it was food and adventurous life. To them, he was an illegal outdoorsman and was like a ghost pirate because they could never catch him. One day, he stole some meat off the grill. According to Jeff, they were dazzling in the kitchen and didn't see him when he ran off with the meat. Return of Cat-Eyes was super smiley when he noticed a bit of water at the bottom of a tall stone jug. Return of Cat-Eyes' beak was too wide to fit into the mouth of the jug, and he couldn't get his tongue down into the jug either. What shall I do? Thought Return of Cat-Eyes. I've got to think and think so I can get myself a drink of water. He had to think fast and smart to remain in a stress-free zone. Aha! Exclaimed Return of Cat-Eyes, as an idea came to him quickly. He was Mr. Wise. Return of Cat-Eyes took a petal in his bill and dropped it over the jug's rim. It's perfect, he said. Plop, plop. Return of Cat-Eyes continued to drop more pebbles into the jug. On and on he went, as he thought to himself, this is no minute tour. Return of Cat-Eyes said, I feel like a collectaholic, but these pebbles are heaven sent. One by one, the pebbles fell slowly, making the water swell until it was easily within reach. 'Bout time, he thought, as his thirsty tongue got wet, because Return of Cat-Eyes was able to quench his thirst. The angel lives on and was able to stay alive in Goshen. Ah, Return of Cat-Eyes said, as he took another drink of water and tossed back his head. No problem is too big when you think and think. When you use wisdom, you are built to last. Vlog. So that concludes our story. It was a short one. And I want to tell you who the characters are who were featured in the story tonight. So the YouTube characters featured in the story tonight is Return of Cat-Eyes is a YouTuber. Thursday Vibes. The Bull's Garden. Cub's Den. Canwana Grows. Those are YouTubers. ANNOYINGASDIDI, Food and Adventurous Life, Illegal Outdoorsman, Ghost Pirate. Those are all YouTubers. Off the Grill, According to Jeff, Dazzling in the Kitchen, Super Smiley. Those are YouTubers. Stress Free Zone, Mr. Wise, sPurrfect, Minute Tour, Collectaholic, Heaven Sent, About Time, ANGELLIVES, Alive in Goshen, and Built to Last Blog. All of those are YouTubers that were featured in the story tonight, and I was really surprised to get that many YouTubers into this story. I really was. I thought maybe I would have one, maybe two, but I was really amazed as I went through my list of people. And for those of you who are new to the live, I featured it. If you want to know where I get the names from of the YouTubers that I feature in the stories, those of you here for the first time, I pulled them from either people that I'm assigned to or people who are subscribed to me. So that's my YouTube pool that I pull from. And I just picked the names randomly based on the flow of the story. So there's no other rhyme or reason other than just the flow of the story. And when I go through the names, which names I feel fits best in that spot. And that's how I feature the characters. Some characters may be featured more often than others based on their YouTube name. Like, for instance, Heaven Sent, Simply Sweetheart. Those would be easy names to feature. So those may get featured quite often. Several people in here have been featured a couple of times. 50 Plus has been featured a few times. His wife was featured a couple of times. Verna's Junk Closet was featured a couple of times. So we have a few people who were featured a couple of times, but several people in here were featured. But that's how I Finest Wine Cooking was featured in about 2 of my stories. So that's how I feature my YouTubers into the stories. And I'm a published author. This is my book, My Struggle in Broken Pieces, A Healing for My Soul. It's available at Amazon. And I'll be reading excerpts from that shortly. And I will rotate back and forth from this story to that, reading excerpts out of my book. But these little stories, that's why I call them a prelude to story time, even though I'm doing a story time. It's stories that I'm doing leading up to when I actually start reading excerpts out of my book. But I still will do these little type, because this is my way of shouting out the YouTubers. But as I look back at this story and of Return of Cat Eyes, here you find the character in a position where he's thirsty, and he has to come up with some quick thinking to use wisdom to be able to access the water. And so a couple of scriptures came to mind. The first being about wisdom. James 1:5, it says, if any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Oftentimes we do things, or we set out to do things, but we really haven't thought them through. Really taking some time to be wise about how we handle our circumstance. And so here you have this character faced with a challenging task, but was able to take time and properly assess the situation and use wisdom to yield a favorable outcome. And oftentimes, you know, the scripture says we know not what we ought to pray, but through the help and grace of God, he says he gives all of us wisdom, and he gives it liberally to whoever wants it. So these are the types of things that we have to begin to learn to pray for. You know, a lot of times we're praying for houses and cars and a lot of tangible stuff. But then at the same time, the word also says, what does it gain a man to gain the world? What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? So we can pray and ask for all these things, but this is the type of thing that I want. I want to be able to make the kinds of decisions using wisdom, like the character Cat Eyes did here in the story, Return of Cat Eyes. He took the time to properly assess it, and he used wisdom. And so these are the types of things, like I said, that we should be praying for and thirsting after, so that we can make wise decisions. You know, the word also says that a fool, when he closes his mouth and keeps his mouth closed, is counted wise until he opens it. Then everybody realizes he's a fool. So we don't want to go through life appearing that we have wisdom until the time comes for us to use that knowledge, and we wind up looking like that fool who was counted wise until they actually opened their mouth and everybody realized that they were really a fool. So we don't want to appear to be wise. We want to have that wisdom that God says that he gives to every man liberally. And then I posted a video earlier today about attitude, and I was reading and responding to some of the comments that people made. And Mama Dell from Picky Dell said it best when she said, when we renew our mind, we see things differently, but also we gain more knowledge from the Lord. That was so good. Not only when we change our mindset, we see the difference. We see things differently, but we're able to also gain more knowledge from the Lord. And that key part of her statement resonated with me. And it brought me to the next scripture that came to my mind before I even read her comment. And it was Proverbs 4:7-9. And what it says is, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. So wisdom is the primary thing. It's the principal thing. But along with the wisdom, the word says, but in all thy getting, get understanding. So when you pray for this wisdom, you also pray for God to give you understanding. And he'll give it to you. And it goes on to say, exalt her and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. And her is referring to wisdom here in the scripture. She will place on your head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory she will deliver to you. So the scripture says that wisdom is the primary thing, but while you're getting wisdom in all things, make sure you get an understanding. So those were the scriptures that came to my mind when I look back at the character, because you found Return of Cat Eyes wrestling with this thing in his mind. But he still, even though he saw his situation was challenging, he still didn't let that deter him. He was determined, I can persevere over this situation. So let's think. What do I need to do? Okay, I gotta think. And that's how we have to do sometimes. When we're in the midst of our challenges, our transitions, we need to take a minute to just stop, slow down. Sometimes we're so eager to tackle that situation and address it and deal with it, or we become overwhelmed by looking at the big picture or the completed puzzle rather than look at it as a piece at a time. When have you ever saw anybody just take one big puzzle and just plop and it's all together all at once? No, they sit down, They look at the box to see what the puzzle looks like on the outside, what the finished product is going to be like, and then they decide to tackle it, and they decide, okay, where is my starting point going to be? And they start putting a few pieces down. Based on what I see here, it looks like I might need to start there. And they start putting the pieces in one at a time, not overwhelming themselves trying to put in 5 or 6 pieces at a time. So they stop, they look, they assess, make an assessment, and say, okay, I can go here. And that's what our character, Return of Cat Eyes, did. He stopped. He didn't get overwhelmed by what he was feeling. I can imagine he just raided the bull's garden. I'm sure he ate until his belly was probably bulging. And he was so thirsty. But he didn't let his physical situation overpower his mind. He says, yes, I'm thirsty. I just ate all these people vegetables. I am so thirsty. Oh my God, I'm thirsty. But, oh, bingo, I see where I can quench the thirst. But oh my goodness, how am I going to get down into that jug? Okay, think. Okay, stop. Look at what I have before me. I have a jug with some water. I've tried to get my bill down in there. I can't. It's too wide. He didn't let that deter him. He didn't give up. He says, think, okay? I tried to put my tongue in the jug. I couldn't get my tongue in the jug. Oh, bingo, and the light came on in his head. Let me throw some pebbles down in there. And I'll keep throwing these down in there. And as the jug began to fill up with the pebbles, it will push the water to the top, that I can access it. So he didn't become overwhelmed by what he was feeling physically. He didn't become overwhelmed by what was before him. So that's what we have to do sometimes when we're going through our transition or challenge. We have to stop. Just stop. Slow down. Take a minute. Assess the situation. Don't be moved by what you feel. Don't be moved by what you see. But use the wisdom that you have to say, how am I going to navigate through this situation? And so, like I said, the word tells us, wisdom is the primary thing, and while you're getting your wisdom, get understanding, and we'll be able to persevere and move beyond, our situation if we don't become captive by what we feel and what we see. And so that came to mind when I was looking at our character, Return of Cat Eyes. And even at the end, he even said, at the end of the story, he even said, no problem is too big when you think and think. When you use wisdom, you are built to last. So that's what Return of Cat Eyes said. Use the wisdom. Think about your situation. Think about how you're going to tackle it. Don't be hasty. Take your time and think this thing through. And while you're thinking it through, make sure you fully have an understanding of what it is that you're dealing with. Because sometimes when we're faced with a challenge, what we think we're dealing with is not as complex as we think it is. If we really stop and take our time and think through the process, slowing down, assessing it, and thinking through it. So I like that what he says. No problem is too big when you think and you think. When you use wisdom, you are built to last. And I really believe that. When you use wisdom, you're built to last. Because when we make hasty decisions on how we handle things, a lot of times we get burnt out. Or we give up. Because we look at our situation and it looks and seems like it's so much bigger than we are, or bigger than it is. So from now on, when you're tackling a situation, you run into an obstacle, you have a challenge, you're transitioning, whatever you want to call it, however you want to name it, always remember, stop, slow down, try to think it through. Assess what it is that you think that it is you're dealing with, and look at the avenues on how you're going to go about and tackle it. So treat it like that puzzle. Look at it, see what you got, and say, you know what? I'm going to start here. Then I'm going to go from here to here to here. From point A to B to C. Sometimes we want to jump in and skip over some steps. It's almost like when I find myself, I'm not very good at putting things together, because I'm one of those people that never want to read the instructions. So I'm quick to just grab whatever and say, okay, this piece looks like it fits here. This piece fits like it fits there. And I start putting this thing together, and it looked like everything's going well. Then all of a sudden, bam, I look in the pack, and there's this little teeny tiny thing, piece of something. And I'm looking at like, what I'm supposed to do with this? So here I'm practically got the project completed, put together. And I want to just throw the little piece away, because it looked like I already got the thing put together. But then I know that deep down, that little thing serves a purpose somewhere. And so now I have to either take it apart, and then I got to go back and read the instructions after I put the thing together, to find that, yes, I practically had to take the thing back apart just to put that little thing, which seemed like a little thing, but it was a very, very intricate part of the process. So it's just like when you looked at Return of Cat Eyes. He looked at the jug, he looked at the water, and whatever. Now, some may have said, those pebbles, he could have even looked and said, oh, those little things can't make much difference. You see? And went on another trail, chasing his tail like a cat, so to speak, because he thought that one little thing that he thought was insignificant was an intricate part to his success in persevering with that challenge. So it's just like that little piece that I thought I didn't need, but it was an intricate part of the process. So don't discount those little things, those little steps. Don't discount them as being a waste of time, because it's probably an intricate part of the process. So that was my story. Let's see who walked in while I was talking. Let's see who we have here. Okay, Cindy. Okay, Cindy speaking to Vernis and Pandy and more. Hello, Miss Full Roller. How are you? So glad that you could join us. I see you were a part of the GG raid. What'd you say? You bringing it up the tail end? Well, I hope you got in time to catch the story and the reflection, but if not, you can always catch it on replay. But it's always a pleasure to have you here at Storytime. ABJ Jones says thanks to Sister Gigi, throwing some love. Gigi speaking to Cindy and Vernis Junk Closet, and ABJ Jones. Miss Furrow says, hey, Maz and Deborah, Maz and Chad, hope all is well with everyone. Yes, Miss Furrow, I had a great day today. I really did. I had a great day. And even though I went to bed late last night, I was still actually able to get up early today for a change and get some things done that I really needed to do. So it was a great day. Vernon says, thank you for being here. Raiders, please thumbs up the live stream. Thanks again, Vernon, for being such a wonderful host. You, Gigi, and Cindy. ABJ Jones is saying thanks to Big B. Vernon is speaking to Miss Rowland saying, how are you? Chosen Queen says hello to Gigi. So glad to have you join us, Chosen Queen. I hope you were here in time. I think you were here earlier before I got started with the story. But definitely glad to have you here at story time. Miss Rowland says, I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you? To Vernon's Junk Closet. Gigi speaking to Chosen Queen. Gigi speaking to Miss Rowland. Be the Difference is in the house. Hey, lady, how are you? And Be the Difference is speaking to Miss Rowland, Sierra, A.B. Jones, Chosen Queen, Gigi, Vernon's Junk Closet. Be the Difference, I hope you made it in time for story time and a reflection. But if not, I'm so glad we have replay so we can keep up with what everybody's out there offering us. Gigi saying hello to Be the Difference Clothing. Miss Rowland saying hello to Be the Difference Clothing. She says, hey, my fellow Aries sisters. Oh, Miss Rowland, I see you going to rock this thing to the bitter end, huh? That's all right. I'm not mad at you. Speaking of which, do I have any birthdays in the house? Because if I have a birthday in the house, I sing happy birthday. And you have your choice of Marilyn Monroe style, the traditional birthday song, Stevie Wonder version, and the 2 Live Crew version. So if there's any birthdays in the house, drop it in the stream and let me know. And let me know your song of choice. That's Marilyn Monroe style, the traditional birthday song, Stevie Wonder version, and 2 Live Crew. Gigi speaking to Shiwana Creative Circles. Shiwana's Creative Circle. Vernon says, hey, sis, and welcome to Be the Difference. Gigi saying, hey, to Pandy and more. Shiwana says, hey, to Be the Difference, and Gigi and Miss Rowland. Chosen Queen says, hello to Be the Difference Clothing. Miss Rowland speaking to Shiwana. Be the Difference speaking to Pandy. Pandy speaking to Gigi. Be the Difference is speaking to Shiwana. Adrian Cooking and Food Review is saying, hey, Joy. Pandy says hi to Be the Difference. Shiwana says, Deborah, sGladTidings, good job on the story. Thank you, Shiwana. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, thank you. Chosen Queen says, oh, wow, that's so nice how you do that. Thank you, Chosen Queen. Now I got another queen in my collection. I had another queen. I don't remember who it was that I used a couple of times. Gigi says, hello to Adrian Cooking Review. Finest Wine Cooking Channel says, good evening, my love. How are you, Finest Wine? And he's speaking to Gigi, throwing some love. Vernon's Junk Closet says, yes, I was, and thank you. Hello, Backyard Gardener's in the house. How are you, Backyard Gardener? So glad to have you in story time. I hope you made it in time to catch our story. Adrian Cooking Channel saying hi to Gigi. Finest Wine saying what's up to everyone. And throwing some love and candy at Vernon's. Chosen Queen says hi to Finest Wine. Be the Difference is speaking to Finest Wine Cooking Channel. Pandy, Hair, Candy, and More says hi to Backyard Gardener. Gigi saying hi to Finest Wine. Finest Wine says Chosen hi. He's throwing some love. Be the Difference at Be the Difference. Gigi speaking to Backyard Gardener. Be the Difference is speaking to Backyard Gardener. Chosen Queen says okay. Chosen Queen says amen. Chosen Queen says yes. Hello, IC's in the house. How are you, IC? I think you were featured in our story Friday night. She says hello. Wanted to stop in to see how you're doing. I'm doing good, and she's throwing some kisses back at you, IC. I had a great day. Vernon is saying welcome to the live. Be the Difference saying hi to IC. Be the Difference is saying speak to me. I guess she's referring to the reflection. IC says thanks at Vernon's. IC says hey at Be the Difference. Frank G's in the house. Hey Frank, how are you? He says hey Deborah in chat. Gigi is speaking to IC and Frank. Vernon says please thumbs up the live. Thank you. Frank G saying hey to Gigi. IC speaking to Gigi and Frank. Frank is speaking back to IC. IC says okay, I will see you next time. I'm going to get myself together. Good night. Okay, good night, IC. If you haven't already left, be safe. Vernon says, hey to Frank G. How are you? Be the Difference says, speak. Chosen Queen says, sorry, had a phone call. Gigi says, thanks to IC, good night. Anthony Shaw says, everyone make sure to give Deborah Glad Tidings a big thumbs up. Thank you, Anthony. Chosen Queen says, hello to Frank G. Frank says, hey to Chosen Queen. And he says, I'm good to Vernis. Vernis says, Deborah, you are so welcome. Deborah, it is not my B-Day, but the Two Live Crew, I enjoy when you sing and laugh in my... I enjoy singing all of them, Vernis, but I get hyped on that one too. Frank G says, I'm good. 10 Bells is here. Hi, 10 Bells is in the house. How are you? So glad you joined us. I hope you were here in time to get the story and a reflection. If not, you can always catch. Oh, he says, I missed everything. Well, the good part about it, they have the replay, so you'll get to catch up what you missed. Tim Vales is saying hi to Gigi and Booski with the dancing lady in the house. So no birthdays. Vernon is saying hi to Tim Vales, Booski, and throwing up a heart. So I guess no birthdays in the house. All right. Tim Vales says, I'm going to catch the replay. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So no birthdays. Dag, I thought I was going to have a reason to sing my birthday song. Well, Miss Full Roller, since you still celebrating and I don't have any birthdays in the house, I think I'm going to go ahead and rep for the Aries again. Since it's still the birthday for the Aries. Tim Vale says you can sing the birthday song. Luke version. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sing it for the Aries. So since I'm going to sing it, I need you all to participate. So you know, again, when I say, what's that favorite birthday zodiac sign? Or what's that number one zodiac sign? I want everybody to throw in the stream Aries. And I know that everybody thinks their birthday is the best month. But we're celebrating the Aries right now. So, look at Tim Bells laughing and talk about the Cancer. Okay, we understand. But this is not your birth month, Tim Bells. So we're not celebrating Cancers today. We're celebrating Aries. So I need everybody, when I say, what's that favorite zodiac sign? You stop laughing at me, Tim Bells. I want everybody to throw in the stream Aries. And when I get to that part, when I say they're working it out, I want you to throw working it out in the stream. Okay, here we go. Tim Bells is laughing till crying. Got Aries what? Okay. I said, what's that favorite zodiac sign? Aries. I said, what's that favorite zodiac sign? Aries. Is it Cancer? No. Is it Capricorn? No. Is it Libra? No. Is it Pisces? No. Aries, working that thing out. Aries, working that thing out. Miss Full Roller, working that thing out. Miss Full Roller, working that. What's that favorite zodiac sign? Aries. What's that favorite zodiac sign? Aries. Is it Leo? No. Is it Pisces? No. Is it Gemini? No. Is it Capricorn? No. Aries, working that thing out. Aries, working that thing out. All right, there we go. Yay. Look, Miss Full Roller, you got 2 birthday songs for the month, for the Aries. All right, look at that. See, y'all so sweet. Y'all such good participants. Tim Bells was talking about Aries what? And laughing, Burners laughing at Tim Bells. Miss Full Roller says, nope, it is Aries season until the 20th. Y'all got that? So until the 20th, Miss Full Roller said you all are not able to shout out another zodiac sign until after the 20th. So it's a Aries thing. Anthony says Aries, laugh out loud. Gigi says Aries, Vernus, Aries. Tim Bells, Tim Bells was a good participant. Kept saying Cancer, but threw that Aries in the stream. Pandy says Aries, Miss Full Roller got a dancing ladies on. Look at that, Miss Full Roller. Tim Bells even dancing for you. and saying Aries. Anthony said, no, you can't take it back, Anthony. You already threw Aries in the stream. Cindy says Aries. Gigi says Aries. Cindy's dancing 10 bells is cracking up. Anthony says, work it out. Miss Full Roller says, working that thing out. There you go. 10 bells is still being a good participant. Aries got the dancing ladies. Anthony goes, no, no. That's right. Anthony was saying no when I was calling those other zodiacs. That's right. Anthony was on point. Pandy's dancing. 10 bells says, work it. Anthony says, work it out. 10 bells even threw up some confetti, some celebration stuff. Miss Four Roller says, working that thing out, and she is dancing and cracking up. 10 bells says, I loved it. You my kind of host, Deborah. Thank you so much, 10 bells. You all are my kind of family. I tell you, y'all make me look forward to story time. Every night I look forward to it. It got to be too much for me doing it every night. I used to do it every night, but it got to be a little too much, so I had to bump it back to 3 nights a week. But I miss those 2 nights, and sometimes I'd be tempted to try to throw an extra one in there, but then something in my wisdom we just talked about tells me I need to stay right where I'm at and don't put myself in. Look at that. See that? Wisdom tells me to be like, what's our character name? Let me back it up a little bit and look at here. Wisdom tells me to be like Return of Cat Eyes. When he said he's going to do what he's going to do to keep him in the stress-free zone. So even though I get that urge sometimes and that itch to try to go on one of those nights that I stepped away from, wisdom kicks in and reminds me I need to do this at a pace to keep me in the stress-free zone. And so as much as I want to get on here and have fun with you all at story time, and I'm just as excited to tell the story as I am to see you all here waiting to listen to the story, I have to use wisdom because, like I said, it started taking a toll on me physically, and I already have physical challenges, and that was just added stress on me because a lot goes into these stories when I put them together. And people like Gigi and Deborah actually had an opportunity to be present when I was doing preparing for story time, doing the story, and they both had the same reaction. They were like, wow, I didn't know it took all of that for you to do story time. And I was like, yeah. So when I used to tell them I was working on story time down to the 9th hour, because most days I sleep late because of the medication that I take at night. Most nights I don't get to bed. I get to bed on average between 1 and 2 in the morning. And then on top of that, taking the medication. And so it lingers the next day. So most days I rarely get out of bed before noon. And there are a lot of days I'm in bed, like yesterday I was in bed till 5 o'clock p.m. from the night before. And so imagine me hopping up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, just waking up, and then I eat or whatever, and then start right on the story. And sometimes and the longer the story is, the longer it takes. And I'm working on it right until the 9th hour, and they've seen me work on the story until 9:45, and they were like, wow, I didn't realize what all it entails for you to go into the story. The most difficult part of it is fitting the characters in, having to go through so many YouTubers' names. That's a big pool to pull from, and then to fit those. I'm having one of my personal summers, y'all. I have those. Whew. And so that's the most difficult part of prepping the story. So I always I'll skim the story, and then I'll go in and start plugging in the characters, and as I go, and then I go back and do some writing in the story and stuff. So a lot really goes into it, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the outcome of it, and I see that you all enjoy it as well. So that's what makes it worthwhile to me. But a lot goes into it. So like I said, I was really taxing myself doing this 7 days a week. I enjoyed it, but it was really, really taxing on me. So I had to use wisdom to take myself out of that, to put myself back into a stress-free zone, because it became to the point where YouTube began to feel like a job. And I know with a lot of you content creators as well, we put so much time into it, and we have, other things tugging on us from all different directions, families, jobs, and different things like that. So it can become overwhelming at times. And I know I'm not the only one, and I know, like I said, a lot of you all have a lot more going on than I do, because you have you have spouses, some of you have children, jobs, all those different things. And so you want to be able to do what you do, enjoy what you do. When it's to the point where you can't enjoy it anymore and it's not fun, then that's when it's time to step away from it. So I really believe that everybody here enjoys what they do. I've seen your content on your pages. You're doing some amazing things, and it has to be fun, Yes, we all want to be monetized, but you have to enjoy what you're doing, because it's just like on your job. When you're in your job, and when it's to the point where it's not fun anymore, you see. So regardless of what they're paying you, you still have to enjoy what you do. So that's why we have to have wisdom and know how to create balance in the process. We have to create balance between the job, the spouses, the children, and YouTube. But like I said, you all make it worthwhile to me. I'm telling you, I have a great time at story time. But I'm not going to prolong the hour, even though I try to do an hour. But I got off to a rocky start, and I was like, not 2 weeks in a row, because Friday, I think it was, I got cut off. My internet was acting up again, and it cut me off, and I couldn't figure out how to get the live going again. So I didn't get to do the reflections for the last story. So what I will be doing is just doing a video upload of the last story and the reflection, and just upload a video for that. But I was like, oh darn, I'm having the same problem again tonight with this daggone internet. And at first I was thinking it was Streamlabs and it couldn't connect and everything, but we got through it. We had our story. We saw all of the characters featured, and like I said, I was amazed at how many characters I was actually able to get into that story. And some people have won a book, one of my books, through the book giveaway, and I'll be getting those books and getting them out to them, getting them autographed and sent out to those people that won the book giveaways. But I mean, story time is definitely not a lot of fun. Gigi says, thanks for this beautiful story and commentary. Thank you so much, Gigi. But anyways, ladies and gents, I am going to sign out now. Always remember, until we meet again, may his peace be with you. Story time is on Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern time. I repeat, story time is every Monday, Wednesday, Friday night, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. If for some reason, due to physical limitations or whatever, that I can't make it to story time, I always throw up a brief message letting you know when story time will resume and if it was canceled on any of its original days. So always remember, I have a will to live. Thank you for coming to story time. I love you all, and good night.